What's up, guys? Welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be doing another my personal Navy experience. We'll be starting off with boot camp, and we'll do these videos. Do like 6, 7 of them. I don't know. I'll see how many we'll do. But it's about my personal experiences. I'm not going to be talking through what happens every day in the evolution. I will be talking some of that, but I'll be talking about things I experienced and how I felt. So yeah, another thing is that I am a petty officer 3rd class, machinist mate. That was my rank in the Navy. But I know that's not too important. Important is to get started with this, from stepping off the bus to finishing the processing week. So let's get started. So when we first got off the bus, obviously, well, before we even got off the bus, an RDC came, Recruit Division Commander came in. And he just started yelling at us, like, get off the bus right now. Go, go, go. You're going too slow. We got more people coming. Don't be so slow. Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. And I was like, oh boy, here it goes. It's starting. It's starting. Yee. You know, I had like this little like serious face on me, but like inside I was like really smiling because this is like the beginning of an awesome adventure. So we ran in, and as soon as we walked into the door, there was somebody standing there handing us out packets. Paperwork packets. And if you ran by them, they would yell at you, like scream at you, like, "Hey, turn around, get this!" And the person in front of me, it happened to him. So I was like, "Oh snap!" And I just grabbed my packet. I almost grabbed 2, and I like, "Hey, 1!" I'm like, "Yeah, 1!" And I just kept on going. Then we walked into the hall. We stood on two different sides. Each side of the wall we stood. It's kind of like a hall. And they put your feet on where the pictures of the shoes were. You know, where you put your feet. So we stood there. And it must have been like 2 or 3 in the morning. I'm not exactly sure. It was a bit of a blur because I was awake for like 2 days. But so we were standing there, and then they're like, "All right, everybody gets to make 1 phone call, or have 2 minutes to call somebody. You have 2 minutes to call somebody." And we're like, "Okay, I'm gonna call, my mom." And I tried calling her, and nobody answered. Then I called my stepdad's phone, and nobody answered. Yeah, I think I tried calling my dad, and nobody answered. Then I tried to call my girlfriend back in the day. Tried calling her, no answer. I was like, up, 2 minutes are over. Oh well, whatever. So we get done the phone calls, and then they start yelling at us again, like, "Hey, don't forget your packet. Go in this room and sit down, and we're gonna be doing a urinalysis test. See so you don't have any drugs in your system." So okay. So yeah, we went in there, and you had like some time to go. You had like 40 minutes, 45 minutes, so in between time to like before you can go. Because some people it took them some time to because they're all nervous and hyped up. It took me about 40 minutes, so I used the restroom. Even then I wasn't like exactly sure, but I'm gonna go because if I don't start going, I'm getting yelled at, or you would have to walk around the room as many times as possible and keep drinking water. And some people were doing that for like an hour and a half, 2 hours. So that was pretty stressful. I got done pretty quickly. And then we went to get our Go Fasters, our running shoes. And these are not exactly specifically tailored to you, but very close. Have these different feet profiles, and then would choose one that would be best for your feet. Step on a scale, it'll like look at your feet, and then it'll like, "Hey, get these shoes," and you get the shoes. They're cool. And yeah, you had your Go Fasters. So I don't know what happened. Oh yeah, that's right. We ended up having to go in another room. There's a row of tables, and everybody had to stand behind the table, whatever, stand there. And they would give everyone a box, like, "Here's your box," and we're like, "Okay, we're gonna ship our clothes back." Okay, but I'm pretty sure nobody thought about that we would have to send our underwear and socks back home to our families. So that was like, okay, that's kind of weird, but all right, I guess whatever. So we sent all that back. We sent everything back except for our wallets with identification cards and our glasses, our social security number, card, whatever, all those important stuff. But money or whatever, or credit card, that all got sent. Do we keep our credit cards? I don't know. Maybe we did. All the rest of stuff just got sent back to our parents. We didn't see it again for a long time. So, let me see what happened after that. So after that, I remember they start selecting which unit you go to, which division, not unit, division you go to. Now, non-army division in Navy is like less than 100 people as a division. And that's how the Navy calls it, division on the ship. So we get there and they start calling out names like, oh, you go over here. But before you go, does anybody have has anybody been in band, marching band, or good with instruments, or was in JROTC? And I was in JROTC for 4 years. So I raised my hand. I'm like, okay, cool. You're going to a 900 division, which those are the performance divisions. Basically, for the last 3 weeks of boot camp, we perform my graduation ceremonies. The last one we do is our own, and then graduate, obviously. So yeah. Anyways, that's for later. Okay. So our division was Division 925, the year 2014. Yeah, this is like 7 years ago almost. Yeah, 7 years ago. Thanks, a long time. But I remember before we started picking out, before we raised our hands, I know there's this one RDC, drill instructor, that was just eyeing me. He was just eyeing me down. He was like, he looked at me like I knew he wanted me. So, yeah, he wanted, but then I raised him out for the JRTC, and then they brought me to 900 Division. He just looked at me like, dang it, I could have messed with this person. I could have had a good time with them, and now it would have been a good time for me. Or thinking back, I'm sure it would have been a good time, but it didn't happen. So that never happened. So thankfully, I never had any big positions in the company, not the company. Why am I being army? Why am I saying army terms? I was never in the army. The heck, I was an army brat growing up. Anyways, he would have had fun with me in the division. So we get our clothes. We get our sweaters, sweatpants, sweatshirt, sweat pullover, whatever. So it was a pullover, hoodie, whatever. And so we get all that stuff. And some hours must have passed. Not sure how much. Did I remember us going to our compartments? So we end up getting into our division, and we go to the barracks, the berthing space, not berthing, whatever, the sleeping compartment, you want to call it, okay, sleeping quarters. And that's when everybody realized that there was this one girl. She was apparently, what I later on found out, like a week or two later, was that she was crying. She was crying from the moment she got on the airplane from wherever part of America she was coming from, and she did not stop crying. She got on the plane, started crying, it did not stop. And she was in our division for 2 days. She cried for 2 days straight. Cried all day, nights and came, she went to sleep, woke up, cried, just wouldn't stop crying. Just wouldn't stop crying. I don't know. It was just like, yo, I hope she's okay. She just wouldn't stop crying. I don't know. I don't know why. She didn't want to be there. But I've never seen or heard of anyone crying for 2 days straight nonstop. I'm talking about no breaks, like almost no breaks in their crying. But hey, it wasn't for them. All I know is that they got processed out after 5, 6 weeks. Yeah, processing out takes a moment. It's not as quick as you think. So she was there for another 5, 6 or so weeks before she got processed. So I hope she didn't cry for another 5 to 6 weeks straight. I don't know. I hope not. I hope who that person was. I hope they're doing well. But yeah, so that was that when we first got introduced to our everybody else in our division. So yeah. So by this point, it was like, I don't know. We had breakfast. The food was, I can't remember what the breakfast was. I just don't remember. I know we had breakfast, obviously. But I don't remember having our first breakfast. I don't remember that. Anyways, after that, we went to get our hair cut. And there is this one lady. She was called the Dragon Lady. She was Asian. And she was really, I guess, famous in a way because she was in all the Navy advertisements for boot camp, where she would be there with her giant, like 60, 50, 60s hair, and she'd be cutting people's hair. And she was on all the videos and all the pictures, official pictures of boot camp. She was in there, cutting people's hair. So I'm struck to find a picture and I'll put it up on the side somewhere of her. Anyways. See, we got our hair cut. Some people get yelled at, or the RDCs were pissed off at some people because they either didn't shave their face at all. They had like a freaking beard and that long hair, talking about like long as mine or longer. And some of the females already got their hair cut before coming to boot camp. Well, it's supposed to be Navy regulation, but the RDCs were kind of mad because like they just didn't want that to happen. I don't know. But they got in trouble. They're like, why would you get your haircut? You get a haircut here. You could have saved your money. You need to be smarter with your money. Blah, 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 blah. And I was just like, okay, I'm good. My hair was only like, at the time, like, I don't know, down to here or whatever. So I was fine. Yeah. After haircut, I couldn't recognize anybody. I just couldn't recognize a single person. I don't know who the hell who was. I don't know. I remember there's one guy in the compartment. I saw him, and he was like, "Hey, what's up?" And I was like, "What's up?" And I don't know who that was. I never found out who that was after getting a haircut. So it was whatever. But yeah, it was a nice experience. All right, so yeah. So the next thing we had to do after getting our haircut was going to the moment of truth. That is where somebody, for the whole like a couple hundred recruits, they would just tell you like, if you've lied on anything, you got to tell us because we're gonna find out. And if we find out you didn't tell us, you're gonna get kicked out. And yeah. So our division of 90 people we had at the time, about around 90. I remember like 6 or 7 of them ended up, or 7 or 10. I don't know how many. It was a handful of them. Stood up and like, yeah, there's something in my thing I didn't tell you guys. So they went over there. They brought him some other room. I don't know what happened, but the person who was like making a speech of like honor, courage, commitment. You have to have honor and blah blah this and blah blah that. Trying to steal some Navy pride into us. Makes something very intimidating because it was so convincing that I feel like I needed to stand up, even though I didn't lie on anything. There's nothing for me to stand up for. I was just so convinced that I needed to stand up and like, hey, yeah, there's something you guys might have missed. I don't know. I was so convinced. Like, oh, it was like really intense. So I was like, yo, like this is really intense. Like, I don't know, should I stand up? I mean, there's nothing for me to stand up, but I'm feeling really convinced I should. So yeah. That lasted like a good hour. At the same time, we were struggling. I was struggling. Everybody else was struggling to stay awake because we didn't get any sleep all night. We were awake for like 2 days at this point, almost 2 days, a day and a half. So, yeah, that was really intense. I remember the moment of truth. That was really intense. So, I remember a couple of people in the division stood up. Most of them came back. I think 2 or 3 people. I think 2 people just they got removed from the division because I think they lied and had asthma. I don't know what it was. Leonard told me that one of the dudes that they met, when we had a little bit of time in the compartment, was a really nice person. I don't know what happened to them. Never heard from them again. But yeah, they got processed out. So yeah. So I don't know what happened after that moment of truth. It was a blur. I'm trying to remember. But I remember our first night sleeping finally after being awake for 2 days. But after doing all the administrative paperwork and pay, I don't know, there's a lot of stuff. I was tired the whole time. I don't remember most of it anymore. I remember setting up our bank account for the military. Anyways, nighttime finally rolls around, and it was lights out. It was like 10 p.m. And one of the guys, when they shut the lights off, and then the RDCs walked away or whatever, into the other room, in your observation room, whatever. One guy said out loud, like, it feels like I'm in an incubator. And we all just busted out laughing. Because they have the red lights on, which is similar like the nighttime on a ship. Because on a Navy ship, when it's nighttime, you turn on the red lights. So you can see, so it's dark enough, but you can still see. And so red color wavelength doesn't travel as far as blue. So they use red for night, it's moving color. So yeah. Anyways, yeah, the guy was like, yeah, I feel like we're in an incubator. We all just busted out laughing. It was pretty funny. Yeah, I had the top rack. I just, had the top rack. That was just for P days. After P days, I had the bottom rack, which that was good. Anyways, yeah, so we slept. It was interesting. It was interesting. Next morning rolls around, and then we get yelled at, like, everybody wake up, you guys are late, blah, 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 blah. And I was just like, oh, here we go, it's starting, our first day, a real first day, and I was excited, and yeah, so that was that. So after we ate breakfast, we went to get our cold weather gear, so we can step outside, whatever. We received our trench coats, with the fleece inside. We received we had socks, whatever, gloves, balaclavas, covering the whole face up. Because at the time, it was in March 4th when I arrived in boot camp, 2014. And it was like, snow was like really high up, like up to your chest almost. And it was just snowing. So we had to wear all this cold weather gear because it was windy, it was freezing. This was in Chicago. This was north of Chicago on the Great Lakes, really cold. So yeah, and every time we stepped outside just to go to the other building, which was like 20 feet in front of us, we had to put on all our cold weather gear and walk over there. And then when we got inside, we got to take it off, even though the whole walk only lasted like 20 seconds or 15 seconds, whatever. It's really short. We got to put all the stuff on to take off. I could have just booked it to the other building real quick and it would have been fine, but no. It's boot camp. You can't be doing that. Everything has been done in an orderly fashion. So, yeah. Anyways, we also got our recruit blue jacket manual. Well, not blue jacket. A recruit manual. I'll post a picture of that. What mine looked like after boot camp, because it kind of got jacked up. And we also had our blue jacket manual, which we didn't use that in boot camp. That was more advanced stuff once you were in the fleet. Still, on Sundays, we would look at it and read it. So, I'm curious about it. So, yeah. So, we didn't get our dress uniform, our formal dress uniforms, like a week later. So, if anybody's wondering, we didn't get that yet. We ended up getting our BDUs issued out to us. Not these, the blue ones, the blueberries. Maybe I'll show you guys 1 second. So these, what we call the blueberries, the blue BDU battle dress uniform. So yeah, that's the color what I wore in boot camp. These were my original ones from boot camp. So yeah, these ones I got later on, a couple years later. So yeah, we got those issued out. They would just measure us, and then they would look at everything fit perfectly. All right, cool, you're good to go. Then they would give us our name tapes, and we'd have to write our names on the name tapes, and then pin it onto where the name tape's supposed to be, or whatever, attach it. Not attach it, just clip it on, and then they would tailor it, and it would come a couple of days, we would get them back. So yeah, that was that. So it is the first day of boot camp since waking up, and we got trained on watch standing logs. So whatever happens in it, you gotta report it, even though nothing really happened. You would have to write down when an RDC came into our compartment. RDC petty officer or chief petty officer or whatever came to the department at so-so 0 hours. And then we had to write down there again, the petty officer left a couple minutes later, 02:57 hours they left, had to write that down. Anyways, I had a night watch that night, so it was a day, not much sleep. Anyways, they told us during the day like how to do the watch techniques. Okay, now bear with me. They made it sound like we had to take up the whole line from top to bottom, from left to right, and I was like, that's weird. Like make the words really big, and fill the whole space up. I was that's gonna look really bad, but like I thought I was like, I guess that's how they want us to do it. So like, okay, I'll do it. So night watch, and it filled the whole top to bottom row line from bottom line to top line, filled the whole letters up. I know it looked terrible. It looked really bad. I thought I was doing the right way, and it turns out I was wrong. I was really wrong. I wasn't the only one who thought this, who had the same idea of how having to do it like that. They came in there the next morning and they were just like some of you wrote in chicken scratch. Like, what is wrong with you? I thought you guys learned how to write in elementary school. Like, what is this? Did y'all lie on your moment of truth, because y'all cannot be writing like this and be in the military at the same time? And we're just like, damn, we're getting roasted. Okay, we were getting roasted. And we're just like, oh my, I'm gonna have to do some push-ups and some whatever exercises, and they're just like, if it happens again, everyone is getting punished. Once we get to our main building, our main ship, they called it, our main barracks, where we'll be staying for the next rest of boot camp. We're gonna be doing, having exercise fun for the whole division. So yeah, I was just like, whew. I thought I was gonna get called out because I thought I was the only one who did it. I didn't check whoever else did it before me. Yeah, I was like, oh, I almost got yelled at. So I only got yelled at, or yelled at 2 times in boot camp. That's it. I was pretty low key, I was pretty low key, but like actually being singled out and yelled at only happened twice. Now there's other times where I kind of got yelled at as a group, whatever, or a couple other people. But I don't really count that because one person's messing up or they're making me go slow because they're in front of me. So yeah, so that was that. So the food. I remember having to line up with our little recruit manual on our side, on our side. And it was snowing that side. You can see the snow through the glass windows. It's crazy. And our breakfast, this is one memory I have from the P-Days breakfast we had. It was good food. It was nice and warm. It was breakfast, I remember, and it was like oatmeal, not oatmeal. Yeah, it was oatmeal and omelets. We couldn't choose if you have you want or eggs. They were just whatever we got. Or we had options. Hey, you want this and this. And the people who served us, they were all disabled people. Like mental, like, what's the right word? Just handicapped. Like mental handicaps or physical handicaps or whatever. They're really nice people. And there was that smile on their face. They're always excited to do their job. So that'll make the morning, to eat the meal a little bit more nicer. They had this positive energy, which everybody really liked. And they can make some bomb food. Like, they can make some good food. So I remember that. So this is now, I don't know, like the 2 or 3. We ended up practicing being in formation. So doing the whole lines, whatever, the whole, yeah. I don't have any room to do that, but too much stuff from side to side. Anyways, we were learning how to do, staying in formation, spreading out and marching a little bit, falling in line. We did some basic drills like that when I was snowing. I said, for our cold weather gear and our balaclavas on, we look like naval terrorists for black trench coats and all. Yeah, we look like pirate terrorists, pirates. Professional pirates. So yeah, we remember doing that training out there. It was fun. It was cold. We only did it for 30 minutes or 45 minutes, then we went back inside. I don't know what we did after that. I think we got more lectured on payment and how how the military work used in case those things from called military justice. So there's a lot of stuff I don't remember. You can always look it up on the internet, see what you do during those. I'm not going to go into all that. This is my experience, my stories. So yeah. So within like I think it was the third day or second or third day, whatever it was, get our immunization shots, some basic ones. Well, later on we got another immunizations like 2 weeks later, I think it was. But I remember getting our immunization shots in the getting our prescription glasses because we're still wearing our other glasses we had. So we got those glasses. Okay, so we also did the tuberculosis TB test on our skin. We would put a little injection on our arm, and they would squeeze it in there, and then I read a couple like yesterday that it takes 24 to 48 hours for you to get the results. I don't know why. Because I remember them injecting it and 20 minutes later and looking at it, be like, oh, it's not like a bump, but it's a little bit red and slightly a bump. Like you feel a little like a slight bump in there, where she's like, oh, we're gonna test you again on the other arm. And then after that, I don't know if it was the next day or I don't know, maybe it was the next day. They're like, oh yeah, you're good to go. You don't have TB. I was like, okay, cool. Getting immunizations are just on our sides. The peanut butter shot, we didn't get that until for another, I think, 2 weeks. And the thing is that in the wintertime, you get them twice. The peanut butter shot, the penicillin shot twice. If you were in the wintertime, we only got it once because after that it was springtime. So we made it by a couple of days, and I had to get the shot. So that was good. So getting immunizations, shoulders were kind of like wobbly, whatever. I let it hurry up and wait, sitting there, waiting for us to be our turn to go, calling our names. So it was just administrative, medical stuff was boring. Yeah. I remember getting a TB test, and it was like, I'm not sure what, because maybe I have TB. I was like, oh, I hope I don't have TB. So yeah, that's my cat. Come here. Come here. Let everybody see you. Come on, let everybody see you. Make your entrance. No? My cat, Simone. Another thing, PDs, is that we started learning how to fold all our clothes in a very specific manner. RDCs would tell us, like, oh, you got folds from here, there, and I'll be like, they would tell us in words, and a lot of us were like, wait, what? So then showing us on the floor, but not everybody could get, 90 people just couldn't get around our RDCs to look at it. So I couldn't get a good look at it, so I was one of the taller people. So, yeah, I had to be like, okay, well, I'm not going to learn this right, so I'm going to have to learn from somebody else doing it. And they would show us, and then we would practice it, and I would look at somebody else like, hey, do you know how to do this? Like, yeah, watch me. I'm like, okay, cool, and I'll watch it. It was like middle fold to the top fold to the middle right fold, across the collar. I don't know, it was some really weird, crazy stuff that you would only do in boot camp. It was whack. It was whack. Like, I eventually, like a couple days, I figured out how to do it all of it, and I was good to go. But like the first few days, I was just like, what? Like, okay, this is really weird and confusing. So yeah, that was the hat. So that was a really confusing moment. I was pretty nervous because I thought I was gonna get in trouble because I couldn't figure it out. I was able to figure it out, or most of the stuff. So we had to know our bunking inspection because where we slept at. There's a top and the bottom, and they would open up. I'll show you guys a picture of that. But yeah, so it was just like, so my stuff wasn't folded right because everything had to be folded in very specific. Even your socks, your skivvies, aka underwear, everything had to be folded in a very specific manner and placed inside your rack in a very specific way. So yeah. So I think we got our boots. Yeah, I think we got our boots on like the fourth day, I think. Our military boots, black ones, ones you had to shine. I think we got them the fourth day. I don't know, this could be a false memory. This could have been like a week later or like a few days after P days. I think it was during P days. We got our boots and see if they fit. I'm like, oh yeah, they're fit, I was like, what, like a 9L or 9 normal. I don't know why. I'm not sure. But yeah, we got them, and we wore them from then on out. The Go Faster one, we wore them for tradition, and we would march. Well, later on, I'll explain to you guys later on. We would march, from our building, our ship, to the workout hall, and we would, bring our we had backpacks too. We brought it with us everywhere, and they had to be buckled. I still have mine. Let me show you guys that one real quick. My backpack. I still have it. So this is the backpack I got issued in boot camp. This right here had to go around your belly at all times. At all times. But this was the backpack. This is right now. I have clothes in it because I go mountain hiking, mountain trekking, whatever. So it's a really good backpack. It has been in perfect condition since. I mean, yeah, it's dusty because it gets laid there, but it has not broken. It's a really good quality. I got. So yeah, we got a backpack, and we put our shoes in there, and whatever else we needed to carry with us, we put everything in there. So it was good to go. Oh, and another thing I remember is that I think the second. I'm sorry, this is out of order. It's kind of hard to put on mine all together. I did write it down, but some of it's still kind of like maybe the third day, I think, or fourth day. We 1 second. We ended up picking out our division staff. So the recruit chief petty officer, the RPOC and the RPOC recruit chief petty officer RPOC, and the AROC assistant recruit petty officer. Well, what we would do is who would be a person doing the AROC job who would sing cadences, and like our artists were like, hey, if nobody wants to stand up, we're gonna do some workouts, or if you want to do this, we can let everybody come up in competition, time pass, and see who does it the best. And I ended up going up for it, and everybody was singing like left, right, left. I was like, well, I'm gonna do the 1, 2, 3, 4. So you 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, something like that. It went 1, 2, left foot, right foot. You 1, 2, 3, 4. And they're like, now. I was like, whew, thank God, because I wanted to come out because everybody else was coming up, so I'm gonna come out too. Because they thought about it for like a moment, and then they're like, nah, we'll get somebody else. Like, because that would have been a stressful time in boot camp. My voice would have been all messed up from yelling all the time. So yeah. So that was fun. We all got up in addition. So yeah, a lot of fun. I know this video is getting long. If you're still here, thank you for continuing to watch. I'll be doing many more of these videos in the coming months and years. There's so many things that happened in my time in the Navy. So yeah. So thank you for sticking around, and let's continue. Okay, so there's only one more thing left, and we're almost done here. We're almost done. One more point. After we did all the in-processing, we grabbed all our stuff, put them into a sea bag, our green sea bag. I don't know where mine's in. I think mine's in the basement. We put all our clothes, uniforms, everything we had, except what we had to wear. We would put in a sea bag, and then we would put our backpacks on there too. I don't know how we did it. Then we would march to the water side of the base where the regular recruit recruit compartments or sleeping quarters and beds, not beds but galleys or where you eat for food. Mess sticks, galley. Not galleys where you cook mess sticks. Sorry, galleys where you cook mess sticks is where you eat. Sorry. So we marched over there, nurses tunnel, and there's people who walked by and they had to sing really loud, and we didn't sing it because we weren't there yet. We don't know the cadences. And the other people were passing by us, and they would sing really loud inside the tunnel because there's a street going above, and they would sing super loud. And already would be like, sing louder so we can hear ourselves, and everybody would kind of get out of step until we got out of the tunnel, and then you keep on walking. So yeah, this was my recruit hat I wore. Hungry recruit. So yeah, we'll get more into that later. Why it looks like the way of the signature. So we'll do it later on. But yeah, that was P-Days. That was introduction to the Navy. A lot of stuff happened. Girl crying for 2 days straight. Someone calling it an incubator, all the funny moments. So yeah, it was interesting. It was fun. There was also pictures along on the walls of like, the Great White Fleet that sailed around the globe in like 1898 or 19. I don't know what year it was. I'm sorry, I forgot. Yeah, there's also pictures of other ships and sailors doing stuff. It was a really cool experience. So yeah, that's it for P-Days, processing days of my boot camp experience. Next week, or I don't know when again, but luckily, yeah, next week I'll be doing boot camp week 1 and probably 2 also. I'll see. Another thing is that the unboxing video, my items have still not arrived yet. There's some shipping delays from where they're cutting from. So I'll be releasing. I know I haven't done a video in like a month, but when that comes with the unboxing video, and next month we'll do another unboxing video or 2 if it comes that during that time. Because I bought it at the beginning of the month, so we'll see when it comes. But we'll be doing another one of these story times coming next week. And so I'll post it on a Sunday or Saturday. And next week I'll post another video. And we can't do any exploration because right now the lockdowns are still ongoing. So we can't go to France where the other bunkers are wanting to go visit. So yeah. So yeah, sorry for not posting for almost a whole month. I'm back again. Just putting all this together took me some time. I had to like see where I had a piece. I remember all of it. It was just all out of order, and I put it in order. And I would look at it, read it, and I'm like, okay, maybe this one here, this one. Anyways, so you got all that figured out for the P-Days and the week 1. So videos are coming next weekend, and whenever you see this. So yeah, thank you so much for sticking around, watching it. Really appreciate it. Hope you guys are having a nice weekend, nice week or month so far. If you like the show, you can always subscribe, like if you want to. Start doing a lot more of these, my stories, and later on in the future, other people's stories of people that I know, their stories in the military. So yeah, so thank you for watching. Really appreciate it, and I'll see you next video. So bye.